his career, the Phils dropped a 5-1 decision. So today, it's the finale of this 3-game series between the Marlins and the Phils. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Gary Matthews. Chris Will will be here a little later on. Well, the Phils and the Marlins, despite the fact of where they stand in the standings, have played some awfully close games over the last handful of years, Sarge, and it looks like 2010 is going to be the same.
Well, no doubt. This Florida ball club has a lot of confidence when they play against the fighting Phils. And why? Because they hit the ball. They are intimidated. Now, when you take a look at the numbers here since 04, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. 57 and 56. That just tells me that the Florida Marlins really feel they're as good a ball club no matter what the standings are. And they've been doing that really over the course of those last 7 years.
And, last year the Marlins were 7-2 here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies, though, well, they were 7-2 down in Florida. Well, the pitching matchup for today features left-hander Cole Hamels making his third start, and he continues, Sarge, to try to rebound from 2009.
Well, he does have 2 victories there, Tom, but what they want him to do is go a little bit deeper there in the game just to be able to save the ball pin. Now, when you look at the graphic right there, there's that 5 innings, 5 2/3 innings. Maybe too many pitches early on. That will not make him pitch late into the games there. Cole Hamels, who wants to be known as a big game pitcher, and he surely has in his career, is going to have to go deeper in those ball games, though, if he's going to be able to do just that. Every player has goals, and really, Cole is no different.
I think every year it's being injury-free. When you start the season, you want to be able to make your 34 starts if possible. And then when you add in postseason starts, you want to be able to, get the maximum 200-plus innings. And that's kind of the key is if you're doing that, then you're obviously pitching well enough to pitch every 5 days. You're pitching deep in the ball games, which really does allow your team the possibilities of winning. So you know that you're able to pull your own weight.
Well, I like exactly what he says, especially talking about pitching into postseason, and he knows in order to do that, you got to start every 5th inning.
All right, well, this is start number 3 for Cole Hamels here in 2010. He'll be matched up with Nate Robertson over from the Detroit Tigers organization. Well, there's been a lot of offense in this series so far, but guess what? There's also been a lot of defense. How about Cameron Maybin in center field for the Marlins, Raul Ibanez in left field for the Phillies, and then one more time, Maybin in center for the Fish. The lineups when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the thirst inning. Budweiser, it's what we do. By Southwest Airlines. Want to see what a real airline is like? Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Go Phillies. Go Toyota. Toyota, moving forward. By Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. It's 51 today.
sings our national anthem.
Back here at Citizens Bank Park, the national anthem performed by the Rice Elementary School Chorus. Prior to the start of today's ball game between the Phils and the Florida Marlins, it's the Fanatics' birthday this afternoon here at Citizens Bank Park, and another sold-out crowd settling in for the finale of this three-game set. And prior to the game, the Fanatic and the celebration for the Fanatics' birthday, and of course the tasty cake and Ken Giraffe Jr., all part of the Superstars, was in a little bit of trouble earlier today. They tried two different ways to try to get him pumped back up again, but then they called upon the Fanatic. With faces growing concerned around the ballpark, it was the birthday boy who stepped up and was able to re-inflate Ken Giraffe Jr. The Superstars are one of the funnier acts that you will see, as you can see by all the smiles. Well, the funnier acts that you will see. I have watched the Superstars wheel since I was in the minor leagues in the mid-'90s, and they've evolved into a very entertaining group over the years.
And it's not over, Tom.
And it's
From
not
what
over.
we understand,
Nope.
there will be more throughout this afternoon's game, and they are funny.
They are funny. Well, as the Fanatic settles back and enjoys today's ball game, here's the starting lineup for the Florida Marlins, brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off in center field, Cameron Maven. Chris Coughlin, the left fielder, bats second. Hanley Ramirez hits third, followed by Jorge Cantu, the third baseman. Dan Uggla, the second baseman, bats fifth. Cody Ross is in right field hitting sixth. John Baker does the catching. He'll bat seventh. Gabby Sanchez over at first hitting eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is Nate Robertson. And they will face left-hander Cole Hamels, who's off to a 2-0 start. His pitch count has been over 100 in each of his first two. And the good news is his velocity has been at 91, 92 for most of the first two ball games.
Yeah, everybody that watches him, the people that know, say that he's better right now. And, he wants to get better, continue to improve, and pitch deeper into games. And that's the third thing there in our Southwest Airlines scouting report on him, working on his other pitches, his curveball and his cut fastball, to get away from just fastball changeup.
Well, here's Cameron Maven to start things off, and he takes one down low, and we're underway. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes.
All comes down to location with Hamels, like it does with every other pitcher, to get ahead of hitters.
Cole lifetime is 2-6 against the Marlins, an ERA of 4.48. Coming off a season in which he won just 10 games and had an ERA of 4.5. One of the things that jumped out at you right away in spring training was his velocity, that it is better than it was at this point last year, which is good. Here's the 1-1 to Maven. And he lines one toward left center field. He's in for a base hit. Victorino's going to get to it quickly. That'll hold Maven up at first. He's got a 7-game hitting streak, and Freddie Gonzalez made the adjustment today, putting Maven back in the leadoff spot and moving Coughlin down to the number 2 hole. And that's partly because Coughlin is 1 for his last 23.
And they figure exactly to move him down a bit, but they also think, you put a left-handed hitter in the 2 hole, and maybe he can pull a ground ball in the hole with a fast runner if Maven gets on, and get a quick first and third situation, and that's what they have the potential for here.
Well, you see Coughlin's numbers here at Citizens Bank Park, and last night he was 0 for 4. Did not start the first game of the series. the reigning National League Rookie of the Year. And a quick toss over to Chase Maben back to the bag.
Hamels, one of those guys trying to pay more attention to base runners. He got kind of predictable out of the stretch, and they were running on him.
And Coughlin pops it up with the bunt. Easy play for Ryan Howard. One away. And that is the sign of a guy that's struggling right now at the plate, that he would bunt in his first at-bat of the afternoon.
You know, after that pitch, I was going to bring up a point that you hardly ever see teams bunt for a run in the first inning anymore. You know, that used to be more of the norm, and I think it's because pitching was better. You know, you would have more starting pitchers out there where you thought, get them a run and let them run with it. That doesn't happen now. So that looked like he was bunting for a base hit as opposed to sacrifice him over. Because when you put the left-handed hitter in the 2-hole like that with a hole open, you want him to drive the ball in the hole.
Well, instead, there's one away. Here's Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez 4 for 8 so far in this series. And overall hitting .362 with a home run and 5 RBIs. And he takes one for a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Come out throwing all fastballs so far. You know, don't know that Hamels will ever get to the velocity that he was at one time. You know, you just don't know anymore. But if he can maintain at least in the low 90s, 90, 91, 92, then he has separation in his pitches.
And it makes that changeup so much better.
Right, that's the point. Right, exactly. Separation, meaning separation in miles per hour on your off-speed pitches. If they're close together, it really is tough to make them effective because everything's coming up there the same speed.
Roy Halladay does that. So does Jamie Moyer, and Jamie Moyer does it to perfection, the separation between his fastball and his changeup, and it's at way lower velocities than what Roy Halladay does. 0-2 the count to Ramirez. And a breaking ball called strike 3. Dropped the curve right there in the top of the first inning, and there are 2 outs.
Now that would be a beautiful thing if he could do that more often. And that's a pitch he really struggles with, trying to do just what he did here. There's no way a hitter swings at this. Just freezes him. Especially when you're not expecting it from a guy like Hamels. You know, you're geared to fastballs, and he drops that thing on you.
So 2 away, and here's the red-hot Jorge Cantu. 2 for 9 in this series, hitting .292 overall. And a quick toss over first. Cole Hamels has been the foundation to this Phillies rotation over the last handful of years. He won 14 games in 2008, won the 10 games last year, 2009. He has the most wins of anybody here at Citizens Bank Park. In fact, he begins play today with 28 victories here in this ballpark, which is 1 more than Brett Myers and 6 more than Jamie Moyer. And the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Cantu.
Much like last night, you get away with balls in the air towards left and left center unless they're really hit low or just crushed like Jason Worth's home run was in the 9th inning, because that wind is really strong again out of the northwest, blowing from left to right.
Runner goes, pitch is taken low. The throw to second by Ruiz is not in time. Maben gets his foot under the tag of Chase Utley. That was a pretty good throw by Carlos Ruiz, but Maben had a heck of a jump. I'm surprised it was that close.
Well, that's it. The jump was the thing, Tom, because how do you throw it any better than that? I mean, the thing is right on the bag. Got a great jump. He read it perfectly. Straight steal. Right on the bag is the throw. Slides right into it, but he just beats it.
He must have got the tip of his toes right on that bag before Chase got the tag on the ankles. That pitch is low. 3-1 now to Cantu.
Well, we're going to take a look.
Oh, I think he got him.
Could have been out. You watch it on there. Utley gave the umpire. He and Jimmy Rollins don't argue on those plays. You know, they'll give him a little look or maybe say something. We don't know what they're saying, but you know, they don't jump umpires, even when they think they're right.
A line drive down the left field line, foul. And it's 3-2. Well, that makes that throw even better that Ruiz just had. Home plate umpires Paul Emmel, Gary Darling's the crew chief over at first, Bill Hahn, who just made that call, is at second, and Mike Estabrook is around at third.
You drop one on the bag like that, and you get the call a lot of times.
So Mavens in scoring position with 2 outs in the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Cantu. Leading the league in RBIs with 16. And the pitch. On the hands, over to shortstop. Waiting for it is Castro, has plenty of time, and the inning is over. So the leadoff single by Cameron Maven is wasted. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We've played a half. It's the Marlins nothing, and the Phillies coming up. Now, part of the Superstars Act that took place before the start of the ball game. That's Nolan Rhino, who is doing things with his right arm that would even impress Nolan Ryan. And they are entertaining. We'll see them throughout the course of this ball game. And we are, as Wheel said, just getting started with the Superstars.
Oh, they got some more goodies coming.
Well, speaking of getting started, here's the Phillies lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off in center field, Shane Victorino, followed by Placido Polanco, the third baseman, and Chase Utley, the second baseman, hitting third. Ryan Howard is the cleanup batter. Jason Worth is in right field batting fifth. Ben Francisco hits sixth. And the bottom third of Juan Castro, Carlos Ruiz, and Cole Hamels. Facing veteran left-hander Nate Robertson, who is in his second tour of duty with the Florida Marlins. It's kind of odd to say that because I think everybody around baseball knows Nate Robertson as a Detroit Tiger pitcher. But he did begin his professional career in the Marlins system.
Yeah, then he went over to Detroit and pitched pretty well for them. He's good against left-handed hitters here early in the season. He's a workman-like guy. Here's the Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. At four-seam, he likes to use his fastball to both sides of the plate. He'll throw a slider, changeup. He's one of those guys that they talk about as being a battler, a competitor that likes to challenge hitters. And, you know, you don't normally go up there and think you're going to walk a lot off Robertson because he'll challenge you with strikes.
Yeah, so far in his 2 outings this year, he has walked 2 in 10 innings of work. They're waiting for Henley Ramirez to get some sunglasses on, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. And Shane Victorino leads things off. And he takes one for a strike, and it's 0-1. Victorino hitting .250 with 3 homers and 11 RBIs, 2 for 7 in the series. And he is 7 for 17 since taking over in the leadoff spot for the injured Jimmy Rollins. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Brian Recker of Newcastle, Delaware. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Brian will win $100.
And no surprise with this guy. Come out throwing fastball, then mixed in a breaking ball, and a lot of strikes.
Robertson last year began the season in the Tigers bullpen. Did make some starts, but in 28 outings had an ERA of 5.44.
Phillies have only seen him twice. His last appearance was back in 2002, and both times they've seen him, it's out of the bullpen, so he's only pitched a total of 2 innings against him.
Yeah, in fact, that 2002 season was when he made his major league debut with the Marlins. 0-2 the count to Victorino. And he hits one back toward the middle between the legs of Robertson, picked up by Ugla. And Victorino is not only down on the ground, but he's also out for the first out here at the bottom of the first.
Hopefully he's okay, too, because he get tripped. He tripped on something, whether it was the bag or whether it was the first baseman, Sanchez. That was a nice play by Ugla.
Yeah, Doug was leading the second baseman in baseball through the first 11 games, 12 games for the Marlins in fielding percentage so far.
Couldn't waste any time on this, and Uggla not necessarily a great fielder, right? And Mound slowed it up, and that's why he was able to get to it. But see, he doesn't take any time at all. And yeah, Shane tripped over Sanchez's leg. Sanchez got both feet on the bag, and that's what got Victorino to trip over it.
Oh, one away. Here's Polanco. Placido with 20 hits so far this year. He's 20 for 49, a .415 batting average. There's Victorino catching his breath, talking to Mark Anderson, one of the Phillies athletic trainers. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I always wonder when guys have played with pitchers that they're facing, if they have any better idea than others because they played behind the guy for so long. Polanco rolls that toward the hole. It's short, surrounded by Ramirez, 2 away.
I think the ones that pay attention, like a guy like Polanco, the answer would be yes, and especially because he played second base and was watching the way the guy would work hitters.
And Nate Robertson and Placido Polanco, teammates under Jim Leyland with the Detroit Tigers. But he gets Polanco to ground out for the second out. And here's Chase Utley. Chase has had a fantastic start to the year, hitting .366 with 6 home runs and 12 RBIs. He has 3 walks in this series to go along with that home run that he hit in the opener. Last night ended a streak of 4 consecutive games in which Chase had a home run. And he takes one at the knees, and he's down in the count 0-1. Chase is tied for first in runs scored with Placido Polanco with 14 so far this season. And he got tied up on that one and fouls it off, and it's 0-2. During the 2010 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. And Chase gets a piece of that one. John Baker can't hold on. Wheels, doesn't look like there's another no-hitter to be thrown in Atlanta today. The Braves have taken a 1-0 lead over the Rockies in the bottom of the first.
And Obado Jimenez will probably be the next in the line of many who will not break that record of back-to-back no-hitters.
Jimenez 129 pitches last night, threw a no-hitter for the Rockies, and Chase Utley throws his bat and he misses the ball, and he's down on strikes to finish off this first inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. We head to the second in a scoreless game. No score, top of the second inning. A very cool afternoon here at Philadelphia, the final game of this homestand in this 3-game series. And folks are bundled up much like they were last night. It is a sold-out crowd once again It's the Fanatic's birthday. Cole Hamels will go back to work facing 5, 6, and 7. Dan Uggla, Cody Ross, and John Baker. Uggla overall hitting .313 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs, and he's had trouble with Cole Hamels. He's 3 for 29 against him with 10 strikeouts. And Cole delivers a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Almost must have got something on his hand there as he was trying to get into the windup. He delivers the 0-1 pitch to Uggla. That one floats inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You saw him throw a cutter there, and you know that's a pitch he's added in spring training. So a little late movement. Uggla took it, but if he swung at that, he would have jammed himself, and maybe hit a weak ground ball somewhere.
I've been surprised with the number of cutters that Cole has thrown in his first 2 outings. We've seen in the first inning plus here he's thrown a couple of cutters, but also he's thrown that curve which got Hanley Ramirez looking on strikes. And that one's in the air deep down the left field line, hooking toward the pole, and the Marlins take a 1-0 lead right off the pole. Dan Uggla with his 124th career home run. I'll tell you, this homestand, both poles have been getting knocked around a little bit.
And so far up until today had been the Phillies hitting it off there, Utley and Polanco. That looked like that cutter again that he just didn't get it far enough inside. Yep, there it is. See it break, and it just didn't get in where he wanted it. It came in the middle of the plate a little bit, and Uggla kept it fair. A lot of times that cut fastball, the guy will pull the ball foul, or maybe hit a weak ground ball to the left side. In that case, he kept it fair and hit a home run.
So the Marlins take the 1-0 lead. Here's Cody Ross. Ross got one in on the hands. He pops it up. First base line. Ryan Howard comes down, and he makes the catch for the first out. And the Atlanta Braves will be in town beginning Friday, May 7th at 7:05. Now, there are very limited tickets available for all 3 of the games against the Braves, but it's at 7:05, 3:10. And then at 1:35 May 9th is Mother's Appreciation Day, brought to you by Motrin IB, a Phillies scarf for women 15 and over. You can get your tickets by logging on to Phillies.com. And there are the scarves that will be given out that day. Amanda Euler, one of the ball girls, Farron Frank, the other ball girl down the right field line, wearing those scarves today. It's a good day to wear a scarf. Another one in on the hand, so that's going to be out of the reach of Polanco, and it's 0-1. And John Baker may have broken his bat on that one. And that giveaway item is a new one. That scarf that we just saw that Amanda was wearing down the left field line, and it's all part of the Brain Trust. Scott Brandreth puts together a great list of giveaway items each and every year. And a pitch down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. John Baker was not in the original starting lineup. In fact, Ronnie Paulino was scheduled to catch today, but he's come up with a quad injury. His quad's a little tight, and Baker hits one sharply to the backhand of Utley. Nice play, 2 away. The ball just didn't come up at all, and Chase stayed down. And with 2 outs, it'll bring Gabby Sanchez to the plate.
It's a good play. Adam played perfectly, too. They were not playing Baker to pull. So when that ball went to that area of the infield, Chase was right there and able to backhand to throw him out.
Sanchez overall hitting .308. Pretty good number 8 hitter if he puts together the numbers that he had in the minor leagues. Sanchez last night was 0 for 2 before he was lifted from the ball game, but 2 for 4 overall in the series. And he takes one outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Sanchez second to Jason Hayward of the Braves in RBIs among rookies with 6. Hayward also leads in home runs. But as we saw last year, you may not need to start the season in the big leagues to win the Rookie of the Year award. As Chris Coughlin of the Marlins did not start the year with the big club. There's Nate Robertson waiting on deck. Sanchez pops it up down the right field line. Long run for Jason Worth, Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, and Jason is there. The wind kept it up. He did a nice job tracking it, and the inning is over. But the Marlins strike first. A home run by Dan Uggla to begin the second. It's his third of the year. The Marlins lead it 1-0. Bottom of the second inning here at Citizens Bank Park out in Ashburn Alley as they watch today's ball game. The Phillies trail at 1-0. Well, last night it turned out to be a pretty neat day in baseball. Ubaldo Jimenez with a no-hitter, the first one for the Rockies. How about this play by Dexter Fowler, who lost his batting gloves after Troy Gloss sent one toward the gap. And Wills, what do you think of that swing by Eric Hinsky?
That looked like the one that ended the World Series.
It sure did.
Same type of pitch, too.
Here's Brian McCann, the 129th pitch of the ninth for Jimenez. And the first no-hitter in Rockies history is in the books. He walked 6 and still picked up that no-hitter. Now the Mets, the Padres, and the Rays are without a no-hitter. Only teams.
You know, there's some neat stuff about that. You figure, how can the Mets not have a no-hitter?
With Seaver and Gooden and guys like that. Nolan Ryan, who has all those no-hitters to his credit.
Kuzma. Gary Gentry, who was a heck of a... I mean, they just had so many. You mentioned Gooden. And the Padres one is kind of neat because I think it was 72 or 73. They had the Phillies with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Steve Arlen was a pitcher.
Steve Arlen.
A right-hander who later became a dentist. And he was property of the Phillies at one time. He had a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th. I'll never forget. Denny Doyle was a batter. And he squibbed the ball down the left field line for a double. So I don't know if they've come closer than 8 2/3 of Padres in their history, but that was pretty close.
Howard is down on strikes, tied up on that pitch from Robertson. Second strikeout for Robertson, 1 away. Oh, we said it was an interesting day in baseball. How about the Mets-Cardinals game, which we were talking about during our game? The final score after 20 innings was 2-1 in a game that took 6 hours and 53 minutes. 2 different position players pitched for the Cardinals. Kyle Loesch played left field for the Cardinals.
Caught a couple fly balls.
One of them very awkwardly, much to the delight of his teammates.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Jason Worth.
And Tony La Russa used 2 position players for the last 3 innings and finally lost.
I mean, who would have thought in the 19th, Jerry Manuel of the Mets saved Francisco Rodriguez for a save situation, had a 1-0 lead, and Rodriguez blew the save.
It sounded like Lidge in the World Series that year because Rodriguez says he threw about 100 pitches in the bullpen because he kept getting up and down.
Well, the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Jason Worth.
They got a break. They're playing the Sunday night game.
Right.
So they don't have to play at least till 7 o'clock tonight in St. Louis. I mean, in the All-Star game for Brad Lidge that year, he kept getting up and down, and that's what Rodriguez evidently had happen to him yesterday.
There's ball 4, and Jason's aboard. First base runner of the day for the Phils.
Phillies had some funky swings early against this guy. And there's Jason Worth, who just walks, sees a lot of pitches.
Let's see if that opens things up. Hey, after the ball game, stay here for John Clark and Mike Missinelli. They've got all today's highlights, a look at the week ahead, and everything Phillies baseball. It's the Phillies postgame show right after the game on MyPHL 17.
Milwaukee Brewers with 10 in the first.
They're taking out their frustrations from the last 2 days in Washington.
Jason Marquis had a little problem again. That's really a tough signing right now. You know, it could get better for Washington, but they signed into a free agent contract, and I believe that was his start today.
That was his start today?
I better be careful before.
Yeah, because Miguel Batista's in there now.
Yeah, but I think Marquis started that.
He did.
Well, you know the guy who's in there now didn't start.
No, it was Jason Marquis who made his 3rd start for the Nationals.
So he must have some line today.
Here's Ben Francisco making his first start of the year. And he's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike.
Charlie really wanted to get him into a game today. Raul Ibanez not swinging real well, and with a left-hander out there, was a perfect time to play Francisco.
Yeah, the Phillies have not seen many left-handed starters, and Charlie has been trying to find games where he could get his bench players into a game or 2.
All he saw is Lannon, and then the other day another left-hander. I'll think of it.
7 earned runs, by the way, for Jason Marquis. 4 RBIs in that first inning. Scott Olson was the other.
Yeah, Washington started Olson the other day. So that's it. He's the 3rd left-handed starter they've seen.
See what the Phillies have done against left-handed pitching. Craig Counsell, we were saying in that first inning, 4 RBIs. And he hit a grand slam in that big ballpark. He's a small guy to do it. Ball 4, back-to-back walks issued by Robertson. And the Phillies have a couple base runners here in the second.
And that's not the way you normally beat Robertson. He's a strike thrower. Good job there by both Worth and Francisco.
Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach for the Marlins. And that'll bring Juan Castro to the plate. Castro does have 13 career at-bats against Nate Robertson. Overall, Juan is 7 for 18 with 6 runs batted in since taking over for Jimmy Rollins over at shortstop. So he's done his job filling in, and the Phillies hope that he can sustain some of what he's done until Jimmy's able to come back.
Yeah, he's done a very good job.
There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Nate Robertson's had a couple good years with the Tigers. Back in 06, he won 13 games, had an ERA of 3.84, which is a decent ERA in the American League. In 2004, he won 12 games. His ERA, though, was close to 5 that season. And he delivers a 2-1 fastball for a strike at the knees to Castro. It evens things up at 2-2. See his career numbers, 52 and 69, and that also included a trip to the postseason, to the World Series with the Tigers when they lost to the Cardinals. 2-2 pitch to Castro, lifted in the air toward right field, and Cody Ross is over. Jason Worth can't advance, so 2 outs here in the second. And that'll bring Carlos Ruiz to the plate. Well, the conditions here at Citizens Bank Park, temperature 54 degrees. The winds, though, much like last night, 15 miles per hour out of the northwest. It probably brings that temperature down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's overcast skies, and the Phillies trail at 1-0. And Carlos Ruiz takes a strike on the inside corner. Those flags have been getting a workout the last few days here at the ballpark. Worth started, then stopped, and it's 1-1 to Ruiz. Jason has got a good size lead off second. Francisco not being held on at first. And now John Baker will go out to the mound and talk to Nate Robertson. Part of the reason Robertson was traded to the Marlins was that they were in need of another starter, but also the Tigers had a battle going on for their 5th starter's job, and Robertson lost that battle to Dontrell Willis. There seems to be this ongoing connection between the Tigers and the Marlins. Willis and Cabrera going over to the Tigers, and it's also because of Dave Dombrowski, who's the GM of the Tigers, who also used to be the GM of the Marlins.
I was going to say that has to be the link, is Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah, because you have Jim Leyland managing. He managed the Marlins.
And he knows a lot of the Florida people. And, they can probably sit down and hammer out a deal quicker than general managers who aren't familiar with each other.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Ruiz. And it's full. Close pitch, and the runners will be off.
The scouting reports on this guy are right on. He does like to pound the ball inside to right-handed and left-handed hitters. You just can't get up there as a right-handed hitter and look away. You don't have to give in here now with a pitcher on deck.
Runners go. Pitch is low. Ball 4. 3 walks in the inning.
He did. That's a veteran pitcher right there. Threw a 3-2 slider, did not give in with a fastball, threw a 3-2 breaking ball, says, all right, I'll walk. I don't necessarily want to turn the order over, but I'm not going to give you a cookie to hit with a left-handed hitting pitcher on deck.
Well, that left-handed hitting pitcher is Cole Hamels, and he's a pretty good hitter for a pitcher. 1 for 4 this season. And he's got the bases loaded, trailing it 1-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And he takes a fastball for strike 1. Cole is a lifetime 163 hitter. And there's strike 2. Paul Emmel just flipped his mask off before that last pitch because the dugout must have been chirping over to him.
It's about time you called one.
I was sitting there wondering, well, what can they be barking at?
Right. Called a strike. That's probably what it was. Somebody gave a little smart aleck remark over there about, yay, nice going. Well, your pitcher is missing.
Cole reaches out, pokes it down the left field line. On the run is Coghlan, makes the running grab as he slams it to the railing and probably into that sore rib, and the inning is over. So Hamels was trying to get an extra base hit out of it, maybe tie this ball game up, but Chris Coghlan takes care of it to finish off the Phils here in the home second as they strand the bases loaded. Time now for the Dodge Stuff the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan forum section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, which current Marlins coach was an original member of the Seattle Mariners in 1977? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. The answer to the question is somewhere in that dugout, Wheels. Is it Jim Presley, the hitting coach? Is it Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach? Joe Espada, the third base coach?
No.
If you saw the booth up here, folks, Wheels does have this look on his face that he has the answer without even doing any research. Well, we'll see. Answer will be revealed in that 7th inning.
We'll see. You know.
He looks awfully confident today, doesn't he, folks? I mean,
I don't get too many layups.
Nate Robertson leads it off, and he takes one on the inside corner for a strike. And normally he'd be sitting there like this with his finger tapping onto his chin going. Not looking that way right now, folks. He's looking very comfortable with this one.
Means I have it wrong.
You either have it wrong or you've done all your research that you can do. It's all upstairs.
Oh, I got to guess. That's true.
Robertson swings and fouls that one into the glove of Ruiz. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Does he have a guard on that? Does he have a guard on that left arm?
He does.
Yeah.
He's got a big old pad on that elbow.
That would make sense.
And he hits one toward the gap in left center field. Not only has he got a guard, he's also got a base hit, and he may have an extra base hit. He does. Nate Robertson's going to pull into second with a stand-up double.
That's his second major league hit, his first extra base hit, and just careless. And Cole Hamels knows that better than anybody else. You know, he's got an out right there before you have to hit the top of this tough order. And he just, well, watch where it's supposed to be, way outside, and it comes right down and in. You know, and even a guy with that kind of bat speed can drop the head on it on a pitch right down and in like that. So he just made a mistake with his location, and you know Robertson didn't have to hit it, but he did. He hit it hard.
Yeah, Robertson now 2 for 22 for his career, and he leaves it for the top of the order. Cameron Maybin. Maybin singled his first time up.
You talk about all these pitches with Hamels, this, that, and the other thing. Well, it always is going to come down to fastball location, and there's an example of a mistake on fastball location.
Opposite way. It's a foul ball into the seats.
It's a nice job by Maybin, but the thing about that is, well, they're so far back that but sometimes when you do that, it's hard to get a pitcher over to third base if you hit it too hard. You know, Howard and Utley are pretty deep.
I bet you if the ball's hit hard enough, though, Chase would make that throw.
That's when you're an infielder on the right side. You're thinking that right now. Whoa.
Maybin trying to show bunt. And he got his tower buzz there.
Yeah, he's just trying to get him over. He didn't get him over on the first pitch by swinging, so he's trying to bunt him over here, and look out. But when you're an infielder on the right side, as you'll see that right there, and you have a pitcher at second base, especially a guy who's been in the American League, your mind is, if this is hit hard at me, I got to play.
And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Maybin as he hits that one foul behind the plate. Phillies began play today with an 8-3 record, sitting atop the National League East, a game and a half ahead of the Marlins, who are 7-5 in the very early part of the season. And a good changeup, swung on and missed. Maybin is strikeout victim number 2 for Cole Hamels, and there's one away here in the top of the 3rd.
As Tom said, a really good changeup off the plate. Got ahead in the count. Maybin, trying to get the runner over, wasn't able to do it. So Cole gets ahead of him there and throws an excellent pitch.
Well, that'll bring Chris Coghlan to the plate. Coghlan popped out to Ryan Howard his first time up when he tried to bunt his way on. So he's 0 for 1. And 1 for his last 24. And he swings and misses the first pitch. It's no balls and 1 strike.
A lot of times when you don't get the guy over, you have to worry about him stealing third.
Don't have to worry about that here?
I don't think so. Usually a guy in a jacket you don't have to worry about.
Bet you Greg Maddux would go if he was given the chance.
That guy in a jacket was different.
Hey, Robertson looks like he's still catching his breath out at second base.
Trying to figure out, that was a double. How'd I do that? He hit my bat.
Legs are all wobbly. 0-2 pitch. And a call, strike 3. Fastball at the knees. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Hamels.
Now, sometimes you miss your spot and it works out. That thing was supposed to be away. Caught the inside corner. Look where Carlos is set up. Supposed to be away. Zip. And sometimes the umpire won't give you that. You know, you have to be, because it fools the umpire too, and the catcher has to reach that far for a pitch. But a good job by Emil there, because that was a strike.
He had a really good view of it too. Here's Ramirez, and Ramirez takes a curve in for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Ramirez was struck out on a curve from Hamels his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Henley Ramirez is a lifetime .317 hitter. You just don't see a whole lot of lifetime .315, 16, 17 hitters in this day and age in baseball. It just doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, this guy's a good hitter with power.
Marlins career leaders. And you see Ramirez just ahead of Miguel Cabrera. Broke his bat, roller up the middle. Utley's got it, plenty of time, and Howard stays on the bag. That's a pretty nice piece of pitching right there by Cole Hamels after the leadoff double by Nate Robertson. He gets the next 3 batters, and in turn, the top of the lineup is due up for the Phils as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. A crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Oh, sold out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the Fanatic's birthday, and he is celebrating. Wheels, today is also Jim Eisenreich's birthday. Former Phil, who helped them to the 1993 pennant. So happy birthday, Jim.
How old's Eisy?
Well, Jim, it's public record, so I can let everybody know. Was born in 1959.
Okay.
So he is enjoying his 51st birthday.
I'll let you do the math.
Shane Victorino leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Marlins. Victorino grounded out to second his first time up on a fine play by Dan Uggla. Here's Uggla with the shades on top of his hat. And that one's in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another pitch inside, and Victorino pops this one up around home plate. 1 away. Well, today it's Thirst Inning is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of the Thirst Inning. Thinking about that 20-inning game in St. Louis yesterday. Wonder when they cut beer sales off in St. Louis if they started them up again.
They probably had to bring the Clydesdale and the truck over at some point. That wagon with some more kegs.
Because there were a lot of people still left at that ballpark, and I'm sure there were a lot of people that came late to the ballpark.
It was a gorgeous day there. You know, you go to St. Louis, a lot of the people are coming from out of town, so they're there for dinner.
And they're there for the weekend. They're probably there for tonight's game.
Exactly. You know, it's not like they're going home.
Polanco to third. Nice play by Cantu. He won't get Placido. And the Phillies have their first base hit here in the bottom of the third. Cantu doesn't usually get to a whole lot of balls like that. He got to that one. And he actually made a pretty good throw on one hop.
He saves a double. That ball's down the line. He's playing with a pull. And as you said, Tom, he makes a good throw considering he's on his knees. He can't get anything on. It was accurate. There it is again. That's extra base hits for Placido. It pops up nicely.
So Polanco with his 21st hit of the year. And here's Chase Utley, who struck out his first time up. Chase, a .357 hitter on the season. And that one is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and one strike. Chase, over his last 5 ball games, has 8 runs batted in and has 5 home runs. He leads the National League in home runs. And it's 0-2. He is the kind of guy that you want to make sure you have your camera out for, because that sweet left-handed swing is one that is very difficult to duplicate around baseball.
Yeah, and Robertson's one of the few guys we've seen this year. He's making him have some funky swings.
Pulls that one, knocked down by Sanchez. One play, and it's to get Utley at first. Polanco goes up to second. 2 outs now in the bottom of the third. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, bottom of the 4th inning, the Indians lead the White Sox 7-0. Shin Chu has a home run and 5 RBIs. 2 for 2.
Schreiber playing pretty well lately and getting really good pitching.
How about Ozzie Guillen the other day? Didn't want to say Manny Acta's name, but somebody said to him, "Are you afraid that the White Sox will fire you from your job?" And he said, there's so many managers out there that aren't worth their weight, that keep getting other jobs. And they asked him, "Well, who are you talking about?" And he sheepishly said, "Well, look at Manny Acta. Lost his job with the Nationals and got a 3-year deal with the Indians."
Ozzie sometimes has a disconnect.
Yep.
You know, people love that stuff, but you know, you're working for teams and all. That's not such a great idea.
That one's pulled to the right side. Sanchez takes the easy hop, takes the ball to the bag, and the inning is over. So it has not been the happiest of birthdays for the Fanatic, because the Phils are trailing this one as we go to the 4th, 1-0. To order and get more details, MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. 3 of the books here at Citizens Bank Park. Gary Matthews joins us as we go to the top of the 4th. And Cole Hamels had to work his way out of a jam in the 3rd when he allowed a leadoff double to the pitcher Nate Robertson. But he got the next batter Cameron Maybin and Chris Coghlan on strikes before getting Hanley Ramirez on a broken back ground ball over to Chase Utley at second. So he'll face Jorge Cantu to start it off. Cantu 0 for 1. And a breaking ball taken high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Cantu has that open stance at the plate. And you'll see once he strides, he's going to stride toward the pitcher.
He lines that one softly towards short, plucked out of the air by Castro. And there's 1 away. Well, the Marlins lead this one 1-0 because of this swing from Dan Uggla.
Yeah, tried to get in with a little bit of a cutter or look like a breaking ball that stayed up. Right off that foul pole. Seen Uggla hit home runs before. Another one of the second basemen in the league that has power.
Well, the guy that Dan Uggla has been compared to a lot since he started playing with the Marlins, Joe Gordon, made his major league debut on this date back in 1938. Gordon, during his career, hit 246 home runs. And Uggla so far is 123. There's another curve from Hamels, and it's high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He's very strong right near the wrist area and the upper body area. And he can hit him out of any place in the ballpark.
Off-speed pitch, hit foul, 1-2.
Mostly a pull hitter. And sometimes he pulls too much. That's why when you pitch him inside, you got to make sure that it's almost off the plate. That swing, something off speed on Cole Hamels, and he was out in front of it.
Line drive, base hit for Uggla. That was a pitch that was left up by Cole, and Uggla's aboard with his second hit of the day. So a 1-out single, and that's the 3rd hit of the afternoon. Make it the 4th hit of the afternoon for the Marlins. And that'll bring Cody Ross to the plate.
Yeah, this is just a rolling curveball. Now look how it just sits up there, a little high. Uggla able to make an adjustment, but look how he's open up. That ball's coming in toward him. If it's away, he might have a little difficult time in hitting that pitch.
Sarge, there's been a lot of talk about Cole Hamels' curveball and his cutter as he delivers a fastball for a strike to Cody Ross. And we all know that he's got a devastating changeup. In fact, he's got one of the best changeups in the league. He's got a good live fastball. I mean, what do you think when you hear people talking about Cole's curve and Cole's cutter?
Well, I mean, I like his curve, but I still don't think that it's one that he has to throw a lot, just every now and then, to keep that hitter off balance. His bread and butter pitch is the changeup. That's been his out pitch, and the one that he feels more confident when he's throwing. And a good example, that curveball that Uggla hit, if you want to throw it, you got to throw that a lot harder, maybe in the dirt, to get him to pitch. You don't want to actually throw that one, for me, for a strike, and especially if you're trying to backdoor it and then you miss and it's coming in toward his power zone.
Rich Doobie, who you just saw when Cole came to camp and was working on that cutter and working on his curve, which he's always had. He's always had the curve.
Right, and then sometimes you can work on, well, a pitch that maybe you're not going to throw a lot, and then you lose control of some of your other pitches, like your fastball, another pitch that is bread and butter.
There's a liner for another base hit. Ross is aboard. Up to second goes Uggla. He'll stop there as Francisco gets to it quickly. And now with 1 out, the Marlins have runners on first and second here in the top of the 4th. And again, that pitch looked like it was just up in the zone.
Yeah, anytime you get it up in the zone, again, with major league hitters, they're usually going to put pretty good wood on the ball. See where this pitch is. See that up in the zone there, and the hitter's eyes just lighten up when you get them that high.
Now with 2 on, here's John Baker, 0 for 1. It went sharply to second his first time up as the Phillies set up for 2. And that pitch, a fastball low, 1 ball and no strikes. See where Castro, the shortstop, and Utley, the second baseman, are standing as the runners, not being held on, take their lead.
Both teams so far not happy with the strike zone.
Well, he's calling a lot of strikes.
Got that little floating zone going here on this Sunday afternoon.
Chopper right side. Howard's got it. The play to second for 1. Castro finds the bag, and that's all they'll get. And they're 2 away. Over to third goes Ugla. And Baker is safe at first. I'm not sure if they would have been able to turn 2 or not. And Castro was just glad that he was able to find the second base bag to get that middle runner.
Yeah. Well, Ryan did throw the ball a lot harder. That's what you want him to do, not think about it and let it go. But you can see when he's throwing the ball from the side, it's actually going toward left field. But he did get it where he wanted to, which was around the bag. And you're right, they wouldn't have been able to turn 2. Now here it goes right there. Now you can see the runner coming in. Now he just got to get on the bag. Now here comes the runner right in your pitcher.
Yeah, and Cole was just arriving at the first base bag because he's falling off to the third base side as a lefty.
You don't want to throw to a running target.
So they got the out at second. Here's Gabby Sanchez. He flied to right his first time up. 1-0 Marlins, and Sanchez takes one low. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Now, Sarge, you've got runners on first and third. You see Ugla's over there at third and Baker at first. 2 outs in the 4th inning. Get the number 8 hitter up with the pitcher on deck. How do you approach the hitter?
Well, he's going to go at the hitter, the number 8 hitter. And if he falls behind, not going to want to just throw him a cookie. He wants him to hit his pitch. Good pitch there. It was down, and that's a pitch that he's been calling. That ball that's down, and then if he's throwing it down like that as a pitcher, maybe you want to keep doing that and get some calls. Don't have to throw that ball up in the zone and elevate it. And if you do, you want it out of the zone or just maybe tempting the hitter.
Tied him up there, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, we've seen it before. I mean, if Hamels has his good stuff, he can get any major league hitter out. And a lot has to do with his confidence when he's throwing his pitches.
Well, he's moved the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners on first and third here in the top of the 4th. Trailing at 1-0, trying to get the number 8 batter. Runner goes from first. The pitch swung on and missed. And Hamels does get the number 8 batter. And he strands 2 here in the top of the 4th inning. Again, some nifty pitching from Cole Hamels to make sure that his team is down by just 1. He gets Gabby Sanchez. your participating Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. By McDonald's, where a large sweet tea is just $1. And by your local Dodge dealers. Well, the sun has popped out here at Citizens Bank Park, bottom of the 4th inning. Just one hit for the Phillies. Their offense has gone somewhat quiet the last couple days. Trying to get things rolling against this Marlins team, which scored a run on a home run by Dan Ugla. Well, the good folks at Tasty Cake were nice enough to put together the Fanatics birthday cake this afternoon. We saw this last year, and they brought a little chunk up for us, Sarge.
Well, that's pretty good. And there's another one of those guys at the floating birthday.
A floating birthday?
Well, sort of like Will's, you know?
Go ahead, Will's. Go ahead, Sarge. Take one of the peanut butter cakes here. Give us a little taste of it.
I'll try it. And just want a little piece, though. Be careful.
Once you have a little piece, you're going to want the rest of it.
It's good.
How is it? You want a butterscotch crimpet here?
No.
You sure? Jason Worth takes one outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Well, the cake, which was originally out on the field, was made up of 15 cases of different Tasty Cake products. And overall, that birthday cake had more than 1,000 Tasty Cakes. And Jason Worth slides in head first for an infield single.
Well, a lot of times you'll tell players not to slide at first base, but that's a play if he's running, he might get tagged out. If he doesn't slide or get down, he's running pretty hard. You'll see that ball when it's hit down the line. Jason, though, always hustling. See, he comes across the bag there.
I guess he anticipated the throw might be in the base path, so that's why he hit the deck and went head first.
Well, I think he had that in his mind just about the whole way to get down.
Here's Ben Francisco, who walked his first time up.
Some of the little things that you need to do in a ball game, especially when things aren't going well for you, to get those, if there's a such thing as a cheap hit.
I think the good thing about Jason getting on base for the second time is that he hasn't swiped a bag just yet. You have to assume that he's going to start running real soon. I know that hip's been bugging him a little bit. Sat out a ball game because of a sore hip, but when he's got his game rolling along, that speed is such a big part of his game.
Yeah, a big part of the whole team's game, that running game.
That one's inside. 1-2 to Francisco.
Puts pressure on the opposition. Get runners in scoring position. Pitchers have a tendency to pitch a little different.
Francisco to straightaway center field. Cameron Maben on the run. He's not going to get that one. A ground rule double right into the bushes. Boy, you got to really smoke the ball to get it out over the head of the center fielder today, and that's exactly what Francisco just did. And the Phils have 2 in scoring position here in the 4th.
Yeah, one of the reasons why you saw Jason Worth, as he was going to second base, hesitated a little bit. Maben's been making catches in both games, catching balls over his head in the gap. This ball, though, however, a little bit tougher. This ball just smoked. Here it is again. Just listen to the sound. And when you hear that sound, trouble for the opposition. There it is again. Gets dead over his head. A little bit further, the ball would have been able to hit off the wall and stay in. It actually helped the Marlins out. Jason Worth would have been able to score.
Well, instead, the Phils have runners on second and third with nobody out. The infield back, and Juan Castro just trying to make contact to the middle of the field to get Jason Worth in from third.
Yeah. Like to get the ball up in the zone if he can. He's throw the balls away and off speed. Hit that ball right back to the pitcher. That's where he doesn't want to hit it.
And he's down, looking on strikes. Pitch that came back over the inside part of the plate. Castro has a few words, and he's not the only one with Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire. So one away.
See where the pitch is there. And, well, he's got a little bit of a beat. Ball looks like it appeared to be inside. And again, there's not a lot of pitches that are called on the inside part of the plate.
Now Carlos Ruiz will try to get the runner home. This is one thing the Phillies have done a great job with, is hitting with runners in scoring position. The first part of the year, they've gotten kind of quiet the last couple of days, but they were able to get the runner home from third. There's a floater towards center. Worth tags. Here's the throw by Maben. And it's offline. It scoots right past home plate and is backed up by Nate Robertson. Jason didn't read that well off the bat. He started home, then went back, then tagged and went toward the plate, and was just trying to draw the throw.
Well, there's a good lesson for the younger players that are out there. You keep your eye on the ball. Even though Jason tagged up and he was actually going. Now watch where he's tagging up now. Just keep your eye on the ball. Therefore, you can see where it's going. Now watch where he is now. Now he just takes his eye off the ball, and it was an errant throw, and he still probably could have gotten in.
And he knows that better than anybody. Charlie does as well. And now the Phillies will rely on Cole Hamels. And Cole chops one foul between Worth and Perlazo in the third base coach's box, and it's 0-1.
Now, a lot of times a runner can tag up, start running down. You can look at the throw and see whether or not it's going to be near home plate, and then make your judgment on that side, on that throw. And it is judgment. That's not a thing that a coach can say, go, go, go. You got to keep your eye on the ball and judge for yourself.
So now the Phils need a 2-out clutch hit from Cole Hamels, who fouled out down the left field line to Chris Coghlan his first time up. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
It's so important to make contact. Carlos did his job, made solid contact.
Slow chopper towards second. Uggla gobbles it up, and the Phils strand two in scoring position. They're now 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position through the first 4 innings of today's game. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We've completed 4. It's the Marlins 1 and the Phillies nothing. with ticket discounts and get your group name in lights as well. Want something more? Well, consider one of the group party areas for pregame and in-game entertaining. Call 215-463-5000 or log on to Phillies.com and click on the group tickets section for more information. 4 in the books here at Citizens Bank Park on a cool afternoon for baseball. And Cole Hamels trailing at 1-0. Will go to work against the pitcher, Nate Robertson, who doubled his first time up. It was just his second career hit. And he takes one on the outside corner for a strike. Robertson doubled and then was stranded on second because Hamels did a great job of working through the top of the order. Cole has struck out 3 so far through the first 4 innings, or 4 I should say. And that one's on the hands. A little fly ball toward right. Jason Worth over, 1 away. 1 out now in the top of the 5th. Hey, Mondays at 8, catch Chris Noth in 2 hours of the crime drama Law & Order Criminal Intent. And don't miss the critically acclaimed military drama, The Unit. 2 full hours Wednesdays at 8, right here on MyPHL 17. 1 away. Top of the order, Cameron Maben is 1 for 2. Maben had a single in the first and then stole second. And Hamels firing strikes, works ahead 0-1. That one is a hot shot right past Polanco. Boy, Maben ripped that one. And he's got good speed, so he's going to turn and head to second, and he's there with a stand-up double. So that's his second hit. And it's his second double of the year.
Well, you can see the improvement in Maben from last year to this year. As he rips this double, no chance there at all to be caught. And he has good speed, so you're going to have to watch him in second base, because if he gets a jump, he's going to try and run, even though Coghlan, left-handed hitter, Maben has good speed at second.
Coghlan is 0 for 2. He tried to bunt his way on the first time up and then struck out looking in the third. And he chops one back toward the middle. Utley's got it on the backhand, 1 play, and he gets Coghlan at first. Over to third is Maben. And 2 away. And let's see if Cole can once again strand a runner in scoring position. He has stranded a runner in scoring position in each of the last 2, and he's going to have to do it again here in the 5th.
Wanting to continue to put pressure on the field by having runners in scoring position. Making Coles having to come up with good pitches to get out of the trouble that he's in.
Well, this is the 21st batter that Cole has faced in the ballgame. And for the 14th time, he has thrown a first pitch strike. And that was the beauty of a changeup. And, you know, Sarge, I have to admit, we haven't seen a whole lot of changeups, but still, Cole has kept the Marlins off balance, particularly with runners in scoring position, as you saw, just as the Phillies have struggled with runners in scoring position.
Good pitch, back-to-back changeup. One was away and moved away, and this one was down and in. Ramirez off balance there, thinking fastball.
So the Major League scoreboard, the Braves lead the Rockies 2-1. Matt Diaz, a run scored. Martin Prado, an RBI. The 0-2 pitch to Ramirez. Fastball just missed. And everybody in the ballpark thought that was a strike, except for the guy behind home plate.
Yeah.
And he's the one that's decided.
See exactly where the pitch is. Well, could have been a little bit down. It was over the plate, but again, he's been calling those pitches that have been down. Surprised that Ramirez didn't offer at the pitch.
Swing and a miss, and Hamels gets Ramirez for the second time in the ball game. Neither team is cashing in with runners in scoring position, and Cole Hamels for the 3rd straight inning works out of a jam with a runner in scoring position. That's a good live fastball. Proceeds will benefit the ALS Association, the Greater Philadelphia chapter. Now, the admission-only tickets still remain. The admission packages and photo booths are sold out. The admission-only ticket is good for purchasing grab bag, every roll's a winner, and games of baseball. And you can also participate in the silent auction. For information, you can log on to Phillies.com or call 215-463-1000. You can rub elbows with Sarge during every roll's a winner. And Shane Victorino leads things off here in the bottom of the fifth. Teach Wheels how to count. And maybe if you're nice, then Wheels might read a passage to his book to you. Nice play by Cantu behind the bag. Good strong throw, and Victorino's retired for out number 1. What's going on with Jorge Cantu today over third, Sarge?
Well, he's picking everything that's coming his way. Happy to be playing up a little there for Victorino. The only reason he's able to get him. See how close he's in. He picks the ball backhanded. Strong throw. Got him in plenty of time.
Well, one out. Here's Polanco. And Nate Robertson was talking to members of the media after his first 2 starts that he hasn't contributed the way he'd want to. He's contributing right now, leading it 1-0, involved in a pitcher's duel with Cole Hamels, but it's a pitcher's duel that has not been without problems. Polanco toward the middle. Ramirez behind the bag, and 2 away. He's been able to get a lot of ground ball out so far in this ballgame.
And that's what he wants, to be around the plate, nibble. These are the type of pitchers for a hitter that you want to go up, maybe try and hit too hard because they don't throw the ball hard, and you're wondering how they're getting you out. And a lot of times has to do with the pitch selection, pitch that you're swinging at.
Chase is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. And he takes one for a strike, and it's 1-1. Chase came into this ball game with an on-base percentage of .509. He's walked 12 times to go along with all of the hits that he's picked up. He's trying to work Robertson here.
Florida Marlins are playing him to pull, not an exaggerated shift, but playing him over to the right side, as you can see. Now they have a graphic that they look at from the Super Scouts. It'll tell you most of the time where the hitter is actually hitting the ball, and that's how they put together the plan on how to pitch to a particular hitter. And also where to play him.
Inside, ball 4. 13th walk of the season for Chase Utley. And he's on base, and here comes Ryan Howard. Ryan is 0 for 2. He also has struck out and grounded out to first. I know we've said this, Sarge, but we're at the end of the first homestand here at Citizens Bank Park, and Ryan is not homered yet here in Philadelphia, but still is driving in runs and driving the ball.
Yeah, hitting the ball hard, hitting the ball the other way, and I like his approach because once he starts to hit them out, they usually come in bunches for Ryan Howard.
Chops that one right side. Slowly hit. Cantu, the third baseman, on a different part of the diamond, makes that play. And Howard's retired on 1 pitch here in the 5th. So for the Phils in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, no hits, 1 man left. We've played 5. Since his return to the Phillies this season, his bat has put on a display above and beyond all expectations. The always consistent hitting third baseman near the top of the lineup has delivered early and often for this already loaded cast. His offense was never in doubt, and his defense has been reliable as well. The welcomed return of Polanco is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Sarge, we got a little issue going on down in the field. We're one umpire short because Clammy Sosa, part of the Superstars, came out in between innings, and, well, he decided to take care of one of the umpires.
Oh, my. In good fashion.
Well, it took a few minutes, but there is a final chapter to that saga that took place before Cole Hamels went back to the top of the mountain to start this top of the sixth.
Oh, boy.
It's when you know you've arrived, Sarge, when you have a superstar named after you. That's Clammy Sosa, by the way.
It is his birthday, isn't it? Fanatic.
Fanatic's birthday.
Bringing out his friends.
Here's Jorge Cantu. 0 for 2. He's grounded out. He's also lined out. Phillies trail at 1-0 as we go to the top of the sixth. And a good changeup. Swung on it, missed it. It's 0-2, and he's unleashing some pretty good off-speed pitches.
Yeah, finding his rhythm, keeping the ball down, and getting hitters to swing at it.
Roller toward third. He broke his bat. And Polanco throws over to first for the first out here in the top of the sixth. Well, here's the final chapter of what we saw in between innings. Umpire's shoes are coming out. Fanatic's coming over to investigate. There's the umpire's hat. And as Clammy Sosa was rolling down the third base line, you thought maybe the umpire was through for today. But it looked like Clammy Sosa had something else on his mind. And oh yeah, it was the Fanatic. It was the umpire's pants. They came out. And the umpire's shirt. And then the umpire.
Oh my.
Here's Dan Uggla. And then he takes a pitch of the knees for a strike. Wheels did say earlier, Sarge, that there was more to come.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. He's seen this act before.
Oh, man. That would be something if we could have seen him down on the field. What a fact.
Uggla 2 for 2. A home run and a single. He's accounted for the only run of the day.
Solid average at 340. Tells you that he's been driving, seeing the ball.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that one just missed.
We're kind of accustomed to looking at the Florida Marlins hitters and swinging wildly at a lot of pitches, but not so far this season.
And a called strike 3. That pitch right on the inside part of the plate. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and Hamels has another strikeout.
Well, Uggla not very happy about that call. He's a fastball hitter. See if this is down and in. Well, not a strike, but we'll take it. Look at Uggla right there. He's thinking, well, he just can't believe it. He just can't believe what he's hearing.
Well, you mentioned it before that Paul Hamels called that low strike.
Yeah, I'm just looking where he catches the ball, and when he catches the ball near that shin guard, where his glove side is, that's got to be a ball because the shin guard is off the plate, clearly off the plate.
Cody Ross, the hitter, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Ross as he takes a fastball right down the chute for a strike. Ross has popped out to Howard, and he is singled to left, so 1 for 2 in the game. And that one's toward right field. Jason Worth coming over. The wind takes it back a little bit, and that's an easy inning for Cole Hamels. It's his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. He's through 6. He's retired 5 in a row. The Fanatic hoping for a little offense on his birthday. 3 Sports Sedan. By AT&T, a better 3G experience. By Honda, visit your Honda dealer during the Really Big Things sales event for special leases on all Honda cars and trucks. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Last of the 6th. It's a 1-0 game. Last night, the Phillies didn't score a run until the 9th on a home run by Jason Worth. He leads off the 6th. And Nate Robertson deals one high. 1 ball and no strikes. We've talked so much about the Phillies offense, Sarge. I mean, they came into today's ball game averaging more runs than most of the teams in the league. They're averaging 7.1 runs per game. But they've managed nothing today. And look what they've done. 8 for 48 the last 2 nights. Charlie knows, he's been around this game, that there are going to be games like this. 3-1 the count. And that's over for strike 3 and 2.
Jason again looking for his pitch on that 3-1 count. This is when you want to try and drive one. Certain situations in the ball game kind of dictates what you want to try and do.
That one hit foul past Sam Perlazzo. And it remains full 3-2.
You get ahead of the pitcher and you can predict that count where you're going to get a fastball. You're looking to put a good swing on it. Once you get to 3-2, you just want to take your chances on hitting it hard somewhere.
And Jason's down on strikes. He was trying to hit it hard there, and he's down swinging for the 4th strikeout for Robertson. Well, it's time now for a Coors Light freeze cam. And the spotlight is on the Fanatic and the Fanatic's birthday. There's that cake from Tasty Cake. The Superstars are here, and they've been entertaining the crowd since the get-go. The Fanatic's been chipping in as well. Nolan Rhino. Try to do that, Sarge.
No chance.
Ken Giraffe Jr. That's our Coors Light freeze cam. And here's Ben Francisco. He doubled his last time up. One of just 3 hits for the Phillies in the game. And a little something soft from Robertson. A change up at 80 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Ben out in front of that. Good swing, however.
You can only imagine how difficult it is, Sarge, for a guy like Francisco, who played a lot during spring training, who then, as the season gets underway, is making his first start in this game number 12.
It can become difficult because you're not able to see the regular pitches, but he does a pretty good job. Especially for not having been in there. A little easier, though, for the right-handed batter to hit a pitcher like Robinson when you haven't been playing, simply because he doesn't throw as hard. So you don't have to rush out there. You can take a longer look at the ball. The longer you can look at the ball, the easier it is to hit.
We've mentioned this time and time again. Last year he combined for 30 doubles, 15 home runs. The Phillies are fortunate to have a number 4 outfielder like this, because this is a guy who probably could play every day for another team.
Oh, no doubt about it.
It's that one off his leg, and he remains alive, 3-2.
He has pretty good swings on right-handed pitchers. Feels very comfortable on the left-handed pitchers. And he showed right away last year that he's able to hit a breaking ball and a fastball.
Chops that one toward third. Cantu behind the bag, 2 away. Another ground out. And that is the 9th ground out of the day for Nate Robertson. Hey, don't forget our first Hatfield Dollar Dog Night will be May 3rd at 7:05 when the Cardinals come to town. The next one will be the 17th of May at 7:05. That's when the Pirates are here. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Getting to the end of the college year, and the college students who come out to the ballpark always enjoy that Dollar Dog Night. Here's Castro, pulls that one toward the hole, flagged down by Ramirez. Another ground out and a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Robertson. So Robertson is cruising through 6. The Dollar Dogs are going down fast. Oh, back here at Citizens Bank Park, the Phils and the Marlins in a 1-0 pitchers duel as we go to the top of the 7th. And Wheels, there's a Verizon Wireless game summary.
And the Phillies offense, and this will happen, of course, off to this great start, and they have gone stone cold as the weather the last couple of days. Not able to score here this afternoon. Dan Uggla with the only home run off the pole down the left field line. Runners left in scoring position, or runners in scoring position. Both teams not so hot. Good pitching today by both Robertson and Hamels, the two left-handers.
Yeah, the Phils have scored just 1 run in their last 16 innings. We go to the 7th. John Baker leads it off, and that's how good Cole Hamels has been. Baker tries to butt his way on, and Chase Utley takes care of him. A fall and a flip, and there's one man down here at the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Chase Utley's really good at that play. There's a catcher in Baker running down the line, so he had a little bit of time, but certainly not too much. Watch him just flip this thing, and he does do that well. And Baker was really busted. He had to think he had himself a hit there when he bunted that ball to the right side like that. That's a fine play by Utley.
So Chase takes care of John Baker. 1 out. Here's Gabby Sanchez, and Sanchez takes a fastball for a strike. Hamels now is retired 6 straight. This is one of the better performances we've seen from Cole dating back to last year. He's allowed 6 hits. He's kind of scattered those 6 hits. In these last few innings, he has really thrown his changeup effectively well. And that was a pretty good curve right there.
Well, and the thing, Tom, I'm sure you and Sargent, talking about was his fastball commanded it.
Right.
That was the thing that you and I mentioned in the first inning. When he has a fastball command like most pitchers, then everything else you can work off it. But if you're throwing your fastball all over the place and it's in the middle of the plate, you're going to get hit. Or you're going to fall behind and then really get hit.
And a called strike 3. Sanchez tries to avoid the tag from Carlos Ruiz. That's the 7th strikeout of the afternoon for Hamels. And first pitch strikes are so important because it sets everything else up. And the quick hands of Ruiz were important right there, too.
That was a changeup. See it right here. That one really fooled Carlos a little bit, kind of moved on him.
So Sanchez is retired. 2 away. Robertson will bat. And he takes one outside. Robertson has doubled. He's flied out to right. Badenhop had been up throwing in the pen for the Marlins, but he's putting his warm-up back on. Bet you if the Fish had gotten a base runner, Robertson would have been pinch hit for him.
Yeah, he's had kind of an effortless game, though, too. We had the walks in the 1 inning, but he did a good job not giving in to Ruiz, pitching around him with 2 outs. And going after Hamels then. And then the big inning, of course, the second and third, nobody out, and the base running mistake in there. And first hitter Castro couldn't get anything done. Then the base running mistake on the line drive, and you're in a 1-0 game. Little things in this game are big.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Hamels has got another strikeout. That's his 8th of the day. 1-2-3 go the Fish. Here in the 7th. Cole has retired 8 straight. It's time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. Come on, Fanatic, bring it on home. Which current Marlins coach was an original member of the Seattle Mariners in 1977?
I don't know.
Well, Wheels, you're distracted, that's why.
Yeah.
Because Harry Canary is in our booth ready to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Put the answer up.
No, you make a real quick guess.
I don't know. I'm not kidding you. I know it's not. It's not Presley, and it's not whoever else you mentioned. Randy St. Clair.
Wheels, have you met Harry Canary?
I'd see a Harry Canary. I used to know a guy looked like him.
Yeah. Well, the answer is Dave Collins, who is the first base coach of the Florida Marlins. I don't care. That's right. Come on, Will, sing for us. That's right. Harry Canary with his microphone, his glasses. Listen in, everybody.
3 strikes, you're out at the old ball. Say, hey!
Let's get some runs. Atta boy, Harry. Wheels likes the superstars. You like the superstars, I guess.
I like the Clammy Sosa.
Yeah, the Clammy Sosa.
Good job.
Harry Canary here performing Take Me Out to the Ball Game here in the booth. Nice job, Canary.
See you.
Well, with that, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and now the Phillies are looking for a little bit of offense in front of the sold-out crowd. They're down 1-0, and Nate Robertson has some bullpen action behind him. And by the way, we want to remind you, if you knew that trivia question, you can log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Let's take a look at this comparison between the two starters, Wheels. 12 strikeouts combined.
Yeah, they've both done a great job. See, Robertson with the 4 walks, 3 of them in the 1 inning. But the one we mentioned, he pitched around Ruiz to get to Hamels with 2 outs and got out of that jam. Cole has been very, very good here this afternoon. So good that there's nobody up in the bullpen here in the 7th inning, and he's on deck.
I was just thinking the same thing. You know, the Marlins have guys firing away, and there's nobody firing away in the Phillies bullpen. 1-1 the count to Ruiz, who has lined out to center. He's 0 for 1. And he's also walked. He's out in front of these last 2 pitches from Robertson.
Throwing him a lot of off-speed stuff after pounding inside with fastballs throughout the game. He's gotten a couple of changeups. You know, Robertson's pitched his game, and that's move the ball in and out with his fastball, use his off-speed stuff, and you know the jams he's gotten into, he's gotten himself out of them.
That one's pulled through the hole on the left side, a base hit for Ruiz. Now this is pretty good news for the Phillies because Hamels will come up here with an opportunity to move Ruiz, and it's an opportunity because Carlos doesn't run all that well, but to move him into scoring position with a sac bunt.
Yeah, and Hamels was going to hit anyways, we were talking about it. So now he comes up in the perfect situation. The leadoff man gets on, and he can try and bunt him over. Cantu's going to come down that line in a hurry from third base, so this is when you're trying to bunt the ball first base side.
And Robertson has thrown 100 pitches now in this game. Hamels 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. He squares, and he bunts it back toward the mound. Robertson has it, looks at second. Ooh. He almost got himself caught as he threw to first. The sacrifice is successful. Great job by Cole Hamels to get another runner into scoring position.
Right. Bunts it down there where the third baseman can't get to it in a hurry. Make the pitcher come and get it. And no play at second base. So you said, Tom, good job by Hamels. Stays in the game and helps himself with the bat. Here's a look at it again. Either want to bunt at first base side or get it out in that area in front of home plate where you deaden it, and they have to go to first. Well, he threw a changeup.
He sure did. Victorino 0 for 3. Bills looking for their first hit with a runner in scoring position. In fact, neither team has a hit with a runner in scoring position. Bills are 0 for 6.
He's been going soft on the hitters early in the count. That time he went first ball, fastball right down the middle to Shane. He took it. So if you're watching the way he's been pitching, you think he's going to throw something slow first pitch. I'll take it and get ahead. Maybe he'll miss with it. And in that case, he threw a fastball. So they've done a pretty good job, Baker and Robertson, with the hitters here today.
Outside, 2-1. Saw that stat on Victorino. Shane with 11 runs batted in. And he pulls that one towards shortstop. Ruiz, good base running, doesn't advance. The throw is high, and Victorino is safe. Sanchez couldn't find the bag. A break for the Phillies. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th.
That's an unforced error. Comes Freddie Gonzalez side, probably going to make a change. That's an unforced error by Hanley Ramirez. Even though Shane runs well, that ball was hit pretty hard. It was on Ramirez in a hurry, and no reason to make a high throw there. He didn't have to hurry the play at all. Here it is. You see how quickly he's on it. Takes a little crow hop, and then just elevates his throw. And Sanchez didn't get to the bag. Yeah.
Well, Nate Robertson, the last batter he faces is that guy right there, Shane Victorino. So Robertson gives the baseball to Freddie Gonzalez. We've got a pitching change here in Philadelphia. It's time for our AT&T call to the bullpen. The veteran exits. The youngster will come in. We'll tell you about Burt Badenhop when we return. May 4th at 7:05. It's Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night. All fans, compliments of Teva, will receive a free Phillies cap. That's the cap right there with the white mesh back and the red bill and the Liberty Bell logo. Also, there'll be free asthma screenings through the 6th inning of that ball game. Good seats are still available if you want to log on to Phillies.com. Get a great giveaway. You can see the Phils take on the Cardinals. Well, Nate Robertson was really good this afternoon. He exits after allowing 4 hits. And Bert Badenhop, who's pitched well for the Marlins in 4 games so far, will take over with runners on first and second. And 1 man down, and the Phillies trailing at 1-0. And the Fanatic trying to get as good a view as possible. And not only the base runners,
he's looking for a birthday present.
Looking for a big gift. Right guy to get it, too. Placido Polanco has done well with runners in scoring position this year.
Badenhop's a sinker slider, guys. That's why they're bringing him in here, trying to get a double play. Also the right matchup, but more than anything, he normally, if he gets outs, he'll normally keep his outs on the ground.
0-1 the count to Polanco, hitting .417 with runners in scoring position this year. And that one's down and away, 1-1.
Playing him in the right center and very shallow with the center fielder Maben and the right fielder Ross. So it'll be tough to score if one of those outfielders gets on it quickly, because you see how shallow they are. Score Ruiz from second.
Two and one.
And Polanco is such a disciplined hitter and a good hitter. Doesn't mean he can't chase one of those and hit into a double play, but look at the way he stayed off that single. And that pitch is just begging to be hit into a double play if you swing at it.
And he watched it the whole time, just as Nate Robertson is watching this at bat intently from the dugout. Goes it foul, 2-2. Phillies are hitless in 7 at-bats today with runners in scoring position. But a hit here can erase those thoughts. And Polanco lifts it in the air, shallow right center field. Ross coming on, 2 away.
He really fooled him with a breaking ball there. Good 2-strike breaking ball after sinker. And you know, Polanco's almost always going to make contact, but you can see him kind of get off balance here. Watch him reach for this. Oh, it was a backup slider, too. They were even tougher. And that thing was supposed to be away, and you saw it come backing up towards him.
Well, now it's up to Chase, who is 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. He has struck out. He's grounded out to first. He's got Ruiz on second. Victorino on first. Neither runner being held on.
I mean, when you're scoring and things are going right, it always looks so easy. And then when you start to scuffle a little bit in this wonderful game, this is the stuff that happens.
Way outside. And it's 1-0.
They're doing another overshift the other way on the hitter, playing Utley towards left center. Playing the pull in the infield, as you see there, but the other way in the outfield. I mean, they think he hits his fly balls to the outfield, to the opposite field, but he'll pull the ball in the infield.
In the air to right field. Ross going back. The wind has got this one. He's at the edge of the track, and he makes the catch. And the inning is over. The wind and the end of the bat took care of Chase Utley. Nate Robertson could breathe a sigh of relief. The Phils strand 2 more. We go to the 8th. It's a 1-0 game. Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. And by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Go Phillies. Go Toyota. Toyota, moving forward. Well, the Superstars entertaining the crowd in between innings on the Fanatic's birthday. And the list of characters include Pee Wee Geese, Monkey Mantle, Cal Ripken Jr., and Harry Canary, of course, who was up here in the booth. I don't remember Harry Carey being as tall as Harry Canary was.
No, he wasn't.
There's Pee Wee Geese. We didn't see Pee Wee earlier today.
Pee Wee Geese. They've come up with some new ones, huh?
Yes, they have.
The Clam did a good show. So you guys playing that over and over. That was funny.
Clam always does a good show.
Clam was funny.
Whether it be Roger Clemens or Clammy Sosa.
Doesn't matter.
Cameron Maybin is ahead 2 balls and no strikes. There's Harry Canary. He was always a big fan of the people.
Oh, what a great guy. The guy that's modeled after Harry Carey. He was a lot of fun. Talk about a guy who loved life. He loved playing the role of Harry Carey as much as anybody I ever met. Look at that. Didn't plan on that when he came to the yard, huh? With this big cow behind me. Where'd that thing come from?
Monkey Mantle and Harry Canary in the background there. 3-2 the count to Cameron Maybin. It's a 1-0 game here at the top of the 8th. Cole Hamels, prior to this inning, had thrown just 5 balls in the last 3 innings. That's it. And a chopper slowly hit toward the middle. Castro's got to hurry. Hustles the throw in time to get Maybin.
You know, sometimes that can be a bad stat too. When you don't throw, you throw so many strikes because you can throw them in the middle of the plate and they hit you. In this case, not so today. He's had great command of his fastball.
Right. Only 1 3-ball count, and you just saw it. Hey, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
That lady saying, "Where's mine?"
Yeah, she was looking. Here's Chris Conklin.
There's 7. You're going to get 7, right?
Charlie's trying to change up the luck of the offense right now. He's gone to a different spot.
That's a great shot. That's exactly what he's doing. Not that anybody's superstitious in this game.
No.
That would never happen.
1-0 is a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That is funny that he would go down there like that.
He doesn't move from that well that often.
No.
What he's watched today from Hamels is, you know, as good an outing as we've seen. And as you said, command of the fastball.
It's encouraging.
Very encouraging.
Well, they've been saying that they thought he was better in his first 2 games, and today he's taken another step.
That one's fouled down the left field line.
I figure so far he's given up a 329-foot homer off the pole. And he had a couple jams he had to get out, just the way Robertson did. You know, both of them did what they had to do to keep this game where it is.
He got out of a jam in the 3rd. He got out of one in the 4th, and also one in the 5th. And that one is a looper towards center. Victorino coming in and over. 2 outs.
And little things can lose games for you. They made a mistake on the bases a few innings ago, or this game would be tied.
But instead, because of that guy right there, the Marlins lead it 1-0. Two away. Here's Hanley Ramirez, who Cole has certainly handled today. And Ramirez is 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. He struck out twice. He's grounded out.
Cole's outguessed him today. He's done a really good job. He got him looking at a curveball. Last time up, he threw 2 changeups right out of the chute that he swung and missed at. There he starts him with a fastball, gets it over. So he's had Hanley Ramirez off balance, Tom.
Pretty good distribution of outs there.
Yep.
Chopper. Nice play by Hamels on the backhand. Throws over to first. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cole. He's retired 11 consecutive batters. He's through 8 innings this afternoon, and he hasn't even touched 100 pitches. A little deep. Well, Cole Hamels this afternoon has been outstanding. He's mixed in not only that curve early, but lately he's been throwing a whole lot of changeups. He has struck out 8. He's got 9 outs on ground outs. He's gotten Hanley Ramirez a couple of times on strikes, as you just saw. He's got 8 innings. Look at that line. No walks. He has scattered 6 hits, and this is a masterful performance. The only problem is he's down 1-0 as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning because of a home run by Dan Uggla. There's a pretty good chance he's going to be out there in the 9th, and the Phillies are hoping to take the lead. Ryan Howard leads it off against Burke Badenhop, who was in relief of Nate Robertson.
Ryan Howard, that's a good job right there. They've been going soft on him the first pitch and getting him out jumping instead of throwing him first ball fastballs, and that was a changeup.
Another off-speed pitch there, and he whacks it foul.
And the Marlins are not throwing Ryan Howard many fastballs in the strike zone.
That looks like a man who is destined to pitch a 9th inning unless his turn comes up in this order. The bullpen is quiet right now. And Ryan lays off 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 straight changeups.
Sure. That's what I mean. He just not seeing many fastballs, and when he does, they're not strikes.
There's a breaking ball. That drops in for strike 2. Jason Worth waits on deck. And Ryan chops it back to the box. Badenhop's a big guy, and he was able to use all of his frame to retire Howard for out number 1.
No fastballs in that at bat.
Oh, beginning Monday, May 3rd. It's a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night here at the ballpark. It's the start of a 4-game series between the Phils and the St. Louis Cardinals. It wraps up on Thursday the 6th at 1:05 with a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. 3 night games and a day game. Log on to Phillies.com to purchase some tickets today. There are good seats available for all 4 of those games against the Cards. Here's Jason Worth showing bunt, takes a slider for a strike. It's 0-1. Jason has walked. He has singled. He's also gone down on strikes. And he got a hanger there, and he popped it foul. And it's 0-2.
Those Badenhops come in throwing strikes.
Amazing the difference 1 year makes for a guy. I mean, he was pretty good last year for them, but he's really settled in.
Starter and reliever.
And he's got Worth on strikes for the 2nd out. So 4 in a row retired by Badenhop. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. And he hasn't thrown a whole lot of fastballs to the first 2 hitters.
So he wasted one to Jason and then threw a little spinning slider there. And you see Worth, the pitch wasn't a strike, but it also was a little bit middle in, the kind where, where even though he's pulling off a little bit there, he might have been able to handle, but he just swung and missed that.
Well, Francisco has been on base twice today. A walk and a double.
He hit the ball the hardest today. That double over Maben's head looked like the Phillies were set up for an inning there. And 2nd and 3rd, nobody out on the ground rule double. They may have even tied the game.
That one's in the air to left. Not deep. Coughlin coming in over toward the line, and he makes a diving catch, and he hung on. Oh, that's a fantastic play, battling the wind and staying with it and preserving a 1-0 lead for the Marlins here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coughlin hasn't done a whole lot offensively in this series, but he's made 2 very good plays defensively in this game, including that one. Cole Hamels, who has not even thrown 100 pitches so far, will go back to work, trailing it by 1. This has been an outstanding performance by Hamels. He's retired 11 in a row. And how about this catch by Chris Coughlin?
Well, he's not letting his lack of offense go to his defense, that's for sure. As Tom mentioned, he made a heck of a play earlier in the game with the bases loaded on a ball blooped down the line by Hamels with 2 outs. And, you know, you say, oh, it's a foul ball. So what? Yeah, it's a big play because Ben Francisco's a guy tied of the game with 1 swing of the bat if he gets another one, and he didn't get it.
And Coughlin 1 for his last 27, 0 for his last 19. He's made 2 really good plays in this ball game. So 1-1 the count to Jorge Cantu, who's 0 for 3. And Hamels misses inside, 2-1. And that was the 100th pitch of the day for Hamels. You know, as this game's gone on, he's looked more and more comfortable too.
Well, this is the kind of day where you don't wear down because it's obviously not hot. So, you know, your body doesn't take a beating today from the heat. So he's very strong. Now they do have the bullpen up just in case.
3-1 is line on 1 hop under the glove of Polanco, and Cantu is aboard. Cantu now has hit in 13 straight, 17 straight dating back to last year.
Just waved the hat in the bullpen. I think that was Mick out there, Mick Billmeyer. They asked if bullpen's ready, Madsen's ready, and he did wave the cap, so that's it.
Well, Charlie's heading out to the mound, and that's probably going to be it for Cole, as Wheels mentioned. It's a slow walk out for Charlie. Got a runner on first. It's a 1-0 game. Dan Uggla is due up, and the crowd is starting to realize it. They're starting to react to Cole Hamels' afternoon. 8+ innings. He scatters 7 hits. He retired 11 of the final 12 batters that he faced in this game, and he gives the baseball to Charlie Manuel. This is going to be a great reaction from this crowd. Board. He decided to go to Ryan Madsen, who didn't work in yesterday's ball game, and with the off day tomorrow, Ryan gets some work here in the 9th and tries to keep this at a 1-run game.
And then, of course, that's so important at home to keep it to a 1-run game. They weren't able to do that the other day in that final game of the series against the Nationals. And, even though they get a home run from Victorino, then they fell short. So that's what Ryan's going to try and do, is keep it to 1 run. They don't have to worry about Uggla bunting or anything here. These guys will be up there swinging away.
Well, he's got 2 hits today, including right now the deciding hit, which is a solo home run back in the 2nd. And he's up there with Jorge Cantu on first. Nobody out here in the top of the 9th. Phillies won the first 3 series of the year, 2 against the Nationals, 1 against the Astros. And this series is even at 1 win apiece. And it's a high pitch from Matson that's fouled back, a fastball at 93, and the count is 0-1.
Boy, Uggla went first ball fastball hunting there and got one. He fouled it straight back. So normally when a hitter gets a swing like that, the next pitch is not the same pitch.
And it's not. It's a curve that drops over the outside corner for strike 2.
Well, the reason is pretty simple. Is the guy gets a swing like that and fouls it straight back, he's right on it. So they almost always go to something else on the next pitch.
Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Rockies have tied up the Braves. That one's in the bottom of the 7th. How about the 3 pitchers the Phillies will see in Atlanta beginning Tuesday? Tommy Hanson, Tim Hudson, and Derek Lowe. Kyle Kendrick is scheduled to pitch on Tuesday. And the Phillies have not decided who will start Wednesday and Thursday.
Halladay will be in one of them.
Right. Pop up foul. The count remains 1-2.
Well, you play Atlanta, you're not going to get a soft starter. No chance. Jurgens goes the day, and you don't get him.
And the Phillies are hoping to take a victory, a series victory, into that series in Atlanta.
Kawakami's their other starter.
Right.
Who's a very good pitcher.
One and 2 the count to Uggla. And it's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Uggla's more selective. You could see it started last year with him. He's not the wild swinger that he used to be, just trying to hit home runs on every swing. That was a pretty good changeup he just threw him with 2 strikes, and he didn't swing at it. Didn't even flinch on it. That doesn't mean you can't get him to chase, but he used to really chase stuff.
Runner goes 2-2, is pulled inside the bag down the left field line, heading to the corner. Cantu's around third, heading for home. He's going to score. And Uggla has the 2nd RBI of the afternoon, and the Marlins lead it 2-0.
What's what I mean about him? You know, he's a tougher out than he used to be. They look like a cutter too, something that kind of just spun up there, out over the plate a little bit, and they were not guarding the line in that situation, so it's hooked down the line for a double. There you see it. Yeah, it's a cutter, and you see where it was, right in the middle of the plate. And the thing that really set up him able to do that, I think, was staying off that 1-2 changeup, which used to be a strikeout pitch to him.
And Cantu, running on the pitch, scores easily from first. So still nobody out, runner in scoring position. That run is charged to the line of Cole Hamels. So his day is done officially.
Can you imagine starting a runner with Dan Uggla with 2 strikes on him 2 years ago?
Well, I thought about that. There's Cole looking on.
He wouldn't do it because he'd strike out into a double play.
But he's got a single, a double, and a homer today in 4 at bats. To the count to Cody Ross. And a call, strike 3. Ross was fooled on the location more than anything else of that pitch, and he is down on strikes for the first time in the game. 9th strikeout for Phillies pitchers.
The same pitch that Uggla just hit when he was much better. It looked like another cutter, only this one caught the outside part of the plate and had a sharper bite to it.
There's Wes Helms with a helmet on in that Marlins dugout in case the pitcher's spot comes up here. John Baker 0 for 3. 2 ground outs to second, and then a fielder's choice, and a swing and a miss here, and it's 0-1. 2 runs, 8 hits for the Marlins. No runs, 4 hits for the Phillies. And it's 0-2. The sellout here at Citizens Bank Park. And the personality of this game is a pitcher's duel between Cole Hamels and Nate Robertson. Cole lasts 8+. Robertson goes 7. And right now the Marlins lead at 2-0 thanks to 2 RBIs from Dan Uggla. There's Leo Nunez, the closer for the Marlins. And he's going to pitch the 9th inning. Not going to feel too good if you're John Baker.
Yeah, poor catchers. You know, they get beaten up enough back there, right? And then they got a foul ball off their foot. Shit. Come on.
What do you think that youngster liked the most today, Wheels?
Clammy Sosa. Or one of those guys. One of those superstars.
Monkey Mantle.
Yeah. He hasn't seen any homers, so I'll go with the superstars.
Swing and a miss, and Baker's down on strikes. Second straight strikeout for Matson. He throws a changeup there. Well, the Phillies have an off day tomorrow, but then they're off to Atlanta. It's a 9-game, 10-day trip for the Phils. 3 against the Braves, 3 against the Diamondbacks, and then 2 against the Giants. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1 on Comcast Sportsnet, then MyPHL 17, Saturday and Sunday. The trip culminates on the 28th on Comcast Sportsnet. Boy, those Giants are going to be tough. Philly's going to see some real good starting pitching on this road trip. Sanchez behind the bag. Long throw for Polanco. Across the diamond in time to get Gabby Sanchez. And the inning is over. The Marlins do get one more and a double by Dan Uggla. So we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Phils trail it 2-0. And they're hoping that the Marlins can spin up a victory. They've enjoyed the Fanatics' birthday, but they want to enjoy a Phillies victory. Leo Nunez, the closer for the Marlins. He has 2 saves already. 1 win, no losses in 5 games. And he'll come on to face the bottom of the Phillies order. A couple pinch hitters are going to be sent up there by Charlie Manuel. A couple other changes for the Marlins as Nunez loosens up on the hill. Brian Barden comes on to play third base for the Marlins as Freddie Gonzalez makes the defensive and double switch. So Barden, who we've seen in the series pinch run and play third, is over at third here. Moving from third over to first is Jorge Cantu. I guess it's not surprising the way we've seen Gabby Sanchez around the first base bag in this ballgame, Wheels.
Yeah, they just probably feel Cantu's a better defensive first baseman, Tom, and Barden is a better defensive third baseman. So they made this change the other night and bring Nunez. Glow will come out, the former Marlin, Ross Glow to be the pinch hitter. And Nunez, we saw this happen last year when Lindstrom was struggling early in the year as a closer for them, and they were experimenting with Nunez, who eventually took over the job. Fastball and real good changeup, and he'll also throw a slider, but fastball changeup.
Well, Ross Glow will get the first shot at him. It'll be Glow to pinch hitter. Then it looks like it's going to be Ibanez a pinch hitter, and then Dobbs a pinch hitter. All lefties being sent up there by Charlie Manuel. And the first pitch to Glow is taken outside. Phillies have just one pinch hit so far in 12 at-bats on the season, and Glow is 1 for 6. Now they need a base runner just to bring the tying run to the plate here in the 9th.
This guy was a really good pinch hitter for the Marlins last year.
There's that changeup from Nunez. It doesn't come back over the inside part of the plate. And it's 2-1. Nunez last year saved 26 games for the Marlins. It was the first time in the big leagues that he had closed any ball games. He had closed a few in the minors. And there's a pull shot toward the right side. Nice play by Cantu. And there's one away. So Glow is retired. Nunez has one out here in the bottom of the 9th. And Raul Ibanez is about to be introduced as a pinch hitter. I'm not saying that Gabby Sanchez wouldn't have gotten to that ball, but Cantu made it look pretty easy. Raul struggled. 7 for 40 this year. 175. He got the day off today with the left-hander Robertson on the mound. But getting a chance to pinch hit here with one man down. And he takes a fastball for a strike at the knees, 0-1. See Raul's career as a pinch hitter. He's an everyday player who just every once in a while is up there off the bench. Oh, 2. Fastball changeup now by Nunez.
Well, that's his basic repertoire, Tom. You know, he's certainly seen him enough. Doesn't mean he doesn't throw a slider to right-handed hitters once in a while, but he'll go fastball changeup, and he has great separation in the miles per hour.
0-2 the count to Ibanez.
The other thing he has is tremendous arm speed. When you watch him, you get a little bit of a Pedro Martinez look to him, a Dotel when he was really good. Everything comes flying at the hitter, and then the ball kind of just squirts out on that changeup.
Tough to pick up.
Very tough with that kind of arm speed.
And Ibanez is down on strikes. 2 away here in the 9th.
There's an example right there. You're a hitter. That looks like a fastball when it leaves his hand because he's throwing. His arm speed is the same as a fastball, and then it comes out slow. And you can see Ibanez get way out in front of him. Watch his arm speed here. He whips that, and then the ball just kind of squirts out. Tremendous changeup. Reminds me of Soto a little bit too. Mario Soto was so good with the Cincinnati Reds.
Well, 3rd pinch hitter of the inning. It's Greg Dobbs. Dobbs is a pinch hitter. Is 0 for 4 this year. 1 for 7 overall. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. It's no balls and 1 strike. Dobbs has made himself a very good pinch hitter over the years. He struggled last year with injuries, but watching him in spring training, his swing is back, and now it's just a matter of getting it back into the games. He's made 1 start this year. He's 1 for 3 in that start, and he lays off the same pitch this time. It's outside, 1-1. We have 3 pretty good pinch hitters in this ball game with Helms, Dobbs, and Mike Lamb. Lamb is on the Marlins bench.
And the guy on top was here for a while.
Yep.
He's in San Diego now, Matt Stairs.
And Catalanato is with the Mets. Well, that's a tough pitch.
Change up. Dobbs didn't think it was a strike. Here, he looks like a circle change. Did it come back enough? I don't know. Let's see why Greg didn't like that call.
1-2 the count to Dobbs. Nunez is ready. And a swing and a miss, and this series and this ball game are over. And the Florida Marlins have taken 2 of 3 from the Phils as Leo Nunez saves it for Nate Robertson. All the offense was provided by Dan Uggla. A solo home run in the second, an RBI double in the ninth, and he is our Chevrolet player of the game on a day in which Cole Hamels goes 8+, scatters 7 hits, and just a couple of runs. And the Phillies wind up losing it by a final score of 2-0. Well, Dan Uggla has to be part of our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game, Will.
Right, as you said, Tom, he knocked in both runs. Here, looked like he hit a cutter here that stayed out over the plate a little bit. And he just kept it fair, hit the pole right off the screen there, about 330 feet from home plate. And that one run was holding up until the 9th inning. And then Uggla comes up with a runner on base, Cantu at first, and he doubles down the line on a cutter from Ryan Madson. Cantu scores with nobody out. It was 2-0, and then Nunez comes in, does a good job, shuts him down the 9th inning. That's our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, a sold-out crowd heading home after the Phillies lose it 2-0. Marlins take